Hi guys, today's video is about answering your calling. Now I'm Dominique D. Wilson, the founder of EverythingSheTouches.com, and I help women to discover their purpose, own their story, and use it as inspiration to express their unique gifts into the world. Now over the past week I've been doing a bit of a mini-series on putting yourself out there as a spiritual entrepreneur. Monday I talked about setting some SMART goals so that you can finish the year strong. Tuesday I talked about mindset, specifically overcoming imposter syndrome, which can be kind of a barrier to putting yourself out there. Wednesday, I talked about the importance of telling your story and just how powerful that can be, not only to heal yourself, but also to help you reach out and connect with the people that really resonate the most with the message, the mission, the products, the services that you offer. Thursday, I talked about focus and follow through, how to stay consistent. Now today, I want to talk to you about answering your calling. I believe that each of us comes into this life with a very unique mission. We have our own gifts, we have our own personality, and all of our experiences throughout life, no matter what we go through, are preparing us to be the person who we are right now. So if you think about all the challenges you've overcome, all the adversity you've overcome, all the things you've achieved, everything you've ever been through has been preparing you for this very moment right now. And if you really think about that, that's quite profound. So my question to you really quickly, do you know your purpose? Do you know what you were born to do? And if you haven't quite yet discovered what your purpose is, a great way to start is to follow your inspiration. What are you most inspired by? What do you find yourself thinking about more than anything that it just never kind of leaves you? No matter how many different maybe jobs you have or different places you move or different social circles, there's always that thing that just you always think about it. I want you to really pay attention to what that is and maybe do a little journaling around that. For me, it was always community building. I always had these visions of gathering circles of women and taking women on retreat and being able to heal as a group and then take that wisdom, that knowledge, that healing back to our home and back to our own communities and just grow that larger and larger. And I've just always had that vision. And there's more to it. I see land. I want a lot of land, a place where I can bring people to just come and rediscover themselves in nature, and so that they can have a break from, the day-to-day and then go back home and know who they are and be able to do the heart-centered work that they were brought here to do. So that's always been my vision, and that's always something I've drawn pictures of it, I've created vision boards of it, I've told people about it, and it seems to always be that thing for me. So I know that my purpose is to build community and to teach and to inspire and to empower other women. And a big part of that is tapping into my personal story and seeing what are the things that I've been through and what could I offer in terms of value and how can I relate to other people and what problems can I solve? What things do I know inside out because I've been there, overcome it, I've seen every angle of it. What are the things that I could help someone else with? Those are the kind of things you want to think about when you are considering purpose. So when it comes to answering your calling, I'm talking a little bit more about taking action, because sometimes a lot of us know what our purpose is. We'll tell ourselves that I'm not really sure yet. I think it might be this, but I'm not clear. But what happens is when you stand still, you get stagnant and everything starts to get cloudy. And the more you stand still and don't take action on your purpose or toward your purpose, the more information pours in. So you get another book, you download another ebook, you read, go and attend another webinar, you take another course, get another certification, and, find another teacher. And it just goes on and on and on. And I love to learn and I value continuous learning. And I think you should learn. You should always be learning. But you need to put that knowledge, that insight, the wisdom into action to get the other piece of it, because absorbing information is only about 50% of the clarity that you need to actually make something out of the experience. Anyway, that's been my experience. So answering my calling looked like this. When I was healing after I went through a divorce back in 2012, and it was a very difficult time because my entire way of looking at life was just like shifted, because I had this identity kind of wrapped around being someone's wife, and all of my plans for the future had that person in it. And it just like, I had to really look at, who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going now? And what does the future look like for me? Like, not attached to what someone else is doing, but for me, regardless of anyone else on this planet, what does my future look like? And for the first time, I really had to get clear on who I am and what do I want. And so in that process of discovering myself and doing my meditation and my journaling and going out in nature and drumming and all the beautiful things I did, I started to craft these amazing recipes. I made bath teas and body scrubs, and I created incense blends and candles, and I mean, you name it. I was just a creating machine for holistic self-care products. And I just felt like a goddess whenever I used my products. I had these high quality essential oils and clays and butters and all these different herbs, and they were just beautiful and colorful and fragrant. And the more I crafted these beautiful recipes for myself, the more beautiful I felt, and the more love I poured into the work that I did, the more love I was pouring into myself. And so it's almost like my goal became to be my own ideal partner. What would I expect to, what did I want? And let me back up. So looking at my ideal of what I wanted in a partner, I thought, what if I decided to be that to myself? I bought myself flowers. I took myself out on dates. I mean, I went the whole nine, you guys. And what happened is I cultivated this bubble of self-love, and I was able to really get clear on what my purpose was and see who I am, apart from all the labels and all the roles and all the things that I do outside, you know, going to school, going to work, being in relationship. And so after that, about maybe a couple years, I started making products for other people, because people started to request, oh, you know, like, what are you using there? That smells good. Or your skin looks great. What is that? And so I got requests for products. And so I would make things here and there, kind of like under the table. But it wasn't until 2014 that I decided to actually turn it into a business. And so my goal was to help other women to create what I had created, but for themselves. I didn't want them to just say, oh, this smells awesome, let me just dump that in the tub and jump in there. No, like when you are taking a bath, that is an act of self-adoration. You are adorning yourself with beautiful, fragrant salt crystals and essential oils, and this is your way of saying, you deserve this, you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are powerful. And it was really almost like a self-care ritual. And so this is what I wanted to create will help other women to create for themselves, so that through a physical act of self-care, you actually learn to cultivate self-love as a whole and heal your physical body, you heal your mind, you heal your emotions, and spiritually you grow. And so that was me answering my calling. And I wasn't sure how I was going to get started. I started off with an Etsy shop, and I put all my products up there, took some photos, and over time it started to grow a little bit more and more. And so then I launched my own website, and I put my own products on my own website. And the more I learned and grew, I started blogging along with having just products there. And through the blog and also sending out emails to my subscribers, I was able to find my voice and really be able to do that teaching and that inspiring. So at this point, I realized that I would not know that my purpose right now is to help other women to bring that voice out, the thing that they're holding in, the story that they're holding in, right? And use that to express their gifts into the world, had I not done it myself. So answering my calling was taking one small step and not really knowing where it was going to go. And I knew that I would be successful in what I did, but I didn't know how I was going to get to that vision of being able to build community. And I still don't have the land and the retreat center and all that yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I have built a small community of women, and I'm very excited about where this process is going. And I don't know what next month, next week, next year is going to look like. But I do know that I can show up every day and I can act when I feel inspired, which I'm always inspired, y'all. When you identify what your purpose is, you're always inspired. So do that. Do what you're inspired to do. Don't put it off and say, I'll get to it later. When your soul calls for you to do something, show up in the space. Write that blog. If you don't have a blog, write it on paper, And you never know. You could be writing the first chapter of your book. You could be writing the first scene of a screenplay, of a movie. You never know where your purpose is leading you and what greatness will come out of it. So it is so important to look at your whole life. Own your stories. See, yes, there's a lot of painful things that we go through. But why did I go through that? What did I get out of it? What did I need to learn? And how did that help me now to be better at what I do? Because that's where the real gold is. And once you can do that, you will be absolutely unstoppable. So that's all I wanted to say for today. I'm going to leave you with my motto. This is what I live by. And it is this: you get to choose how you show up. Love yourself fiercely, own your story, and say yes to your calling. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'd also like to invite you to join me on Monday, November 6th. I'm starting a free 5-day blogging challenge. It is my Express Yourself 5-day blogging challenge. And this is for women who either have or are just about to start a spiritual or creative business. Even if you're still in the idea stage and you don't really know what the business is, come over to the challenge anyway, because I'll tell you what, starting a blog is a great way to get clarity. Once you start writing and putting articles out there, you will develop more and more of your voice. You'll get clearer on who it is that you're actually talking to and who you'd actually like to work with. It is a very, very powerful tool, not only to market your business, but to start it and grow it. So the challenge is free. You can find that at bit.ly/5daybc. And I hope to see you on Monday. Again, that's bit.ly/5daybc. Peace, guys.